Have 7 closes, we could have 7 openings.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to our conversations from home. My name is Brenda. We have Rick, Laura, and Mariano with us today, and we're going to be having a great conversation on why you should choose Surge365. Now, you know, between the 4 of us, we have over 60 years of experience in this industry, and we are your most trusted travel team. So we're going to go ahead and get started and share with you exactly why you should choose Surge365. Now, I know, Mariano, you're going to share a little bit about it for us.
Yeah, thanks, Brenda. You know, it's important, first of all, whenever you're looking for an opportunity, that it's a right fit, because there's plenty of opportunities out there. But if you're not excited about what it is that you have to offer, whether it's a product or a service or, you know, lotion or potion or whatever,
right,
you know, you're not gonna do it. You know, it's not gonna drive you to share it with people. So when Rick showed me this opportunity back in the day, back down in 2003 or 4, I was looking for an opportunity because I had just been kicked out of another one since the corporate entity closed the doors on us. But one of the things that I really wanted to know about was not so much about the compensation or not so much about the product, but who the people were that were in charge, who owned it. Because, you know, I'd just been through that cycle where the ownership didn't care about anybody in the field. They just looked at the bottom line of the dollar, and they didn't care how the rest of the people would be impacted. In fact, we had just been to a convention and they told us everything was fine. And then 30 days to the day, they shut the doors on us. So that was key in my mind. I want to know who are the people in charge. So when Rick shared with me that, first of all, these guys were men of faith, that was a big plus for me. And then when he went on to explain that these guys had actually been in the direct sales industry and had started out just like we did. In other words, they went to a presentation and saw what was offered, and then they joined the direct sales industry. And they were successful in building a team. And then not only that, they were really focused on making sure that the reps in the field were taken care of. Those are the things that I needed to see, because, you know, I knew the compensation plan was going to be fine. And I was okay with the travel because they didn't have to convince anybody to do it. And so all those things together, but again, the key thing was the integrity of the leadership and understanding where they came from, understanding that they would do anything or they were focused on the representatives out in the field. And not so, I mean, because, you know, the thing that you got to understand, right, is regardless of what your product or service is, if the people out in the field offer it and sell it or share it or whatever, the money's going to trickle up or trickle to the side or wherever it needs to go. But, you know, if you care about the people in the field that are sharing it with everyday people, that's where the money's made. And that's why you need to focus on those people that are out there. So again, these guys were men of integrity. You know, in fact, our chief visionary officer, when I heard that his motto was, if it's not right, don't do it. If it's not true, don't say it.
That is so true. That is so true, Mariano. And that's what I love about the company too, because Coach, when we started, okay, there you go. All righty, back to you.
Okay, so they're gonna have your back, and they're gonna take care of you, regardless of, you know, what's going on. In fact, we've been through issues before, and they were there. They were willing to sell their personal stuff to keep us afloat if need be, and they did in a couple of cases. So just understand that you've got solid leadership at the top. And so with that, I'll just go ahead and hand it over to Laura, because I know she's got some reasons for joining Surge365 as well.
Thanks, Mariano. I do. And some are different. You know, my start was kind of quite a bit different. If anyone knows my story, knows I was military. I lost my husband. You know, I got out after I had got married with my husband. So every time we traveled and went somewhere else or were stationed somewhere else, I picked up all kinds of jobs. So I've worked for about every different corporate, you know, America job or whatever that you could. And after he passed away, I realized I didn't have to answer to anybody. I didn't have to work for somebody anymore. And so I wanted to stay home and do something from work. I found a travel company, which was turned out to actually be a scam. But then I met someone else that was involved with this company. And I had already told everybody I was going to stay home and work and travel. So I thought, well, then I just need to change gears and dump the other one. And that's when they introduced me to Rick. I met Rick. And I mean, it's just been on from there. And this was back in 2007. So, I mean, I've been with the company for over 13 years. And the more I learned about the company, like I said, when you're in corporate world, you know how everybody cringes when somebody mentions change, that's one thing I don't ever cringe. If they say change, I'm looking forward to it because I know our company always makes everything better. We're always trying to stay ahead of the curve and, bring up what's coming up next, and then everybody else follows us. So I always embrace the change because they've never done anything. They've never taken anything away from us. They've always made everything better and improved on everything that we've ever had. And the heart of the company, that's huge for me. If most people that know me know I have a big heart, so it kind of goes hand in hand with me. But when they care more about the people in the field, it's not about them. It's not about the bottom line. It's about creating 10,000 financially free families. To me, that is absolutely huge. And I love them for it. I wouldn't go anywhere. I mean, besides that, the value, whether I had a team or not, I'd never leave. I use this for shopping. I use it for vacations. It has enabled Dakota and I to go on more vacations and save money, make money, earn the rewards and live more of a lifestyle that we want. I don't have them retired yet, but definitely a lot comfortable than what it used to be. So those are all huge to me. It's kind of the things that are really important to me. And like you said, if it's not true, you don't say it. If it's not right, you don't do it. And that's something I always live by. So those are all huge for me.
Yeah, that is so true, Laura. And another thing, why I think everybody should choose Surge365 is, like you said, you kind of skimmed over it a little bit, but I do like the idea of the shopping and being able to get reward credits. Because see, with your membership, and that's what we're all doing a lot right now that we're locked down, well, self-quarantine. We're doing it because we want to take care. And we're able to shop on our website. And I love that because you're going to be spending the money anyway. Why not get reward credits for it? And see, when you get those reward credits, you're able to now turn it around and use it for a vacation. See, everything might seem like it's shut down now, but it's not. People are still traveling, not as many, but they are. And what I love about this business, even though our industry might have slowed down, the compensation plan is awesome. And you can now get 3, 5, 6, 7 friends, people that are in your situation, and you guys can now start building this business from home. See, what I think is exciting about Surge is we were already set for this. We had already started doing, Zoom presentations and talking to people throughout the United States and the world, how they can get started. So that's just one thing that I think is fantastic, and that's why you should choose Surge365. What about you, Rick?
Well, I agree with what everyone has said. I come from a military background, a professional background, so the only thing I needed to know was that it worked, that I could get savings, that I wouldn't get stranded anywhere. And once I found out that it's given me access to an industry, and it's really just cutting out the middleman. We used to go through travel agents. Well, we are the travel agents, so it's cutting out the middleman and giving us direct access to all the suppliers. Imagine in an industry that is a global industry at $8.3 trillion, and you have access to all of them. And so once I found out that it did work, and that we wouldn't get stranded, and that it really actually is just logistics. In the military, we talk about how does product get to market? How do we get equipment to the battlefield? And this is just simply that. And so when I realized that I wouldn't get stranded, that we actually could make money and make a lot of money, that's when I said, wow, we actually transitioned in 2005. And so I let my job go, software development, project management. I let them go in 2005. and transferred my professional skills into something that is a lot easier and makes a lot more money. But I know, Lori, that you've got some other things that you want to add to as to why. So that's why I chose Surge. It works.
Yeah, I've, like I said, I have loved everything that they have. I mean, the fact that, I got suckered into a timeshare a long time ago. Now I have flexibility. So if I can't use it, I have other options. I don't have to just lose that investment. I mean, there's so many things that Surge365 offers. We use it for nonprofits. I can help businesses. I can set up retreats, business conferences. There's so many things that I can do and help people, and to see the way it's helped change a lot of people's lives and help give them financial stability and something to, I don't want to call it work. It is work, but I mean, you enjoy it. You actually enjoy working, learning about it and doing it. It's not like, rolling out of bed and hating where you have to go. You can roll out your bed, go down to your office and do what you need to do, or work from the beach, because we can work from anywhere. So you gotta be able to enjoy what you're doing. And this company definitely makes that easy to do and very simple to learn. I mean, they have all the tools available for you. You do it at your own pace. So whether you're doing it part-time, full-time, it's very comprehensible, and you do it at your own pace. You can't.
That is so true. That is so true, Laura. And when you talk about doing it at your own pace, one thing that resonates with me quite a bit is the fact that the times that we're living in right now, we're not going back to the new normal. I was talking to somebody the other day about, the mask and where they're cleaning out the planes. And right now, if you were to fly, you probably would be on the most cleanest plane right now. They're fogging everything up, and they're making sure no one gets sick, and everybody's wearing masks. And what's going to happen is it's almost going to be like wild stallions let out the cage. When they open it up and when they say, we are set, we have enough testings, we have this, we have that, you can feel free now to travel. Folks are going to be traveling, not to mention how many people had to postpone their wedding that they had planned for the spring and the summer. They're all replanning that either for the fall or next year. And you can now get together with them and say, hey, I found this business. It's called Surge365. Let's get, 7 to 10 people on a Zoom presentation. So you're still practicing the social distancing. You don't have to worry about gathering everybody up into your apartment or into a hotel room or a hotel conference room or whatever. You can just reach everyone through Zoom. And it's really nice. There's so many different vehicles out there. And Surge, like I said earlier, and I say it again because I really want everyone to understand that we're not new. We have been here for a while. We have gone through several different things before. And because of the leadership that we have, we always hang in there. I don't even have to say we bounce back because we never go anywhere. We stay our ground. We are strong. Our foundation is sturdy, and we're always able to move through everything. And so now everybody might not be jumping on a cruise ship or flying over to Madrid, but they will. And so what you can do is you can start getting your group together. That's one thing that I know you can choose Surge for. You get your groups together, everybody starts talking about where they're going to go, start planning their trips, because like we talked about earlier, man, these trips and these airline flights, you cannot beat it. So you should just definitely jump on board for the savings and getting ready for your vacation now. Rick, did you want to share with us?
Yeah, I was going to say, and it's just great hearing you talk. And one of the things I was going to say, though, is that the value, and I mean, you're absolutely right, the value that we have. And I've done a lot of research on different travel companies, and the value that's offered by Surge365 is just amazing. And the reason that is the access that it gives me to every aspect of travel. I mean, we've got the travel agency, and Laura talks about the travel agency. And it's an actual travel agency, host travel agency. Everything is shifted from the brick and mortar to the click and order. And having the access to the training, if you want to be a special needs specialist. And Brenda's a Commodore with Princess Cruises. She completes the training. She gets a graduation cruise for 2 anywhere they cruise. And so many of the vendors give you that kind of access. But you've got the membership, so we get the lowest rates. And this is how we travel. We travel with the membership. And so we've got access to the very lowest rates. We're not talking discount. We're talking wholesale. And then we've got the Vortex. And so it's given us access in the same market space as Expedia. Move aside Expedia, $85 billion last year. I can give this free Vortex link out to the world. It's free, it's complimentary. They book through that link. Now I'm making the money that's paid by the vendors instead of Expedia. And so it becomes a tremendous income stream, but the value is so critical. And that was important for me, especially when you compare to all the other companies out there. So I chose Surge because of the value and everything that's offered, especially in the top package, the training travel owners package. But I know, Mariano, you've got some other things that you'd like to share as well.
Well, yeah, and that's what I want to make sure that people understand is what we're talking about here is the options that you have on how you do the business with us. Because there's, let's face it, some people like recruiting people to build a business and some people don't. And what's powerful about our model is that the company doesn't care which option you choose. You can choose building a team, or you can choose building a group of customers. And if you want, you can do them both. So you have the best of both worlds that the company has to offer. And when you look at the compensation plan, you really want to do both. You may want to focus on one side of it more than the other, that one that makes you feel most comfortable. But why wouldn't you want to participate in all the options that are available to you, especially when it's really the same thing? Whether you're recruiting a person or recruiting a customer, you're still gathering, business resource of some kind. And so when you look at our compensation plan and how lucrative it is, regardless of which side you choose, you really can't lose. So it's all really about where you want to focus your time and effort. And what I'll share with you folks is that, even if you just gathered, say, 10,000 customers, and that sounds like a big number, but when you consider that, like Rick said, you can give this Vortex link out to anybody in the world. Okay, and if you just look at the United States with 330 million people, 10,000 out of 330 million, it's not even a blip on the scope. And and you're not necessarily going to get all those customers by yourself, because when you share this with other people and they realize that they can get the same room, the same hotel, the same, rental car agency, but save up to 60% or 30%, depending on the service, why wouldn't they want to do that? And it's a free service. So again, it's not only a win for you, but it's a win for the traveler, because we know the industry and the statistics show us that when people go online to shop for travel, they go to multiple sites to find the best price because they don't care who they get it from. They just want the best price. And so what our algorithm does is that it does that for you. It searches the 15 or 16 most popular sites out there. Once it finds the lowest price, then it sets the Vortex price up to 60% lower than that. And and if that's not enough for you, then our membership does even bigger savings than that. So the membership you got to pay for, but depending on how you travel, it might be worth it because you might be able to get all your investment back in one trip. So that's what again the options that we have with our company. It's available for people to pick and choose however they want to do it. And just like Laura was saying earlier, if you just want to put group trips together and that's all you want to do, you can. The company's not going to complain. I mean, it's because it's your business to do however you want. And so I don't know if Laura has any more that she wanted to share about that, but that's kind of what I wanted to say. So Laura, what else have you got?
I mean, like you said, I love it because it's a business opportunity with options. Choose what you want. You have it all at your fingertips. And I love the training. Whether I book somebody's travel or not is another thing, but I get to learn about a ton of places. And my live list just keeps getting longer and longer every time I take these, you know, because I can see where you got the Bahamas behind me right there. That's Atlantis. I love that place, you know, but all the training and stuff, I mean, it's free. You can't beat it. I don't know how many people I've come across that spent thousands of dollars to go back to school to try to become either a travel agent or a wedding planner, and then they have no connection to the industry. This gives you the connection to the industry. The training's free. You just got to put in the time, and you can specialize in whatever you want. Find your niche. I mean, there's foodies, there's you name it, there's medical travel. Choose what you want. Whatever your niche is or whatever you're closest to or whatever's near and dear to your heart, you can specialize in it and you can find it and, you know, start building up your own resume and, you know, be a virtual assistant if you want for somebody. But anyway, yeah, it's got a lot of options. I absolutely love it.
You know, you're so right, Laura. You know, coming from a professional background, I was working 80 hours a week. And that makes, you know, a long week, a drawn out life. And Brenda and them, they never saw me. The kids were sleeping when I left. They were sleeping when I came back. And imagine coming from that background to this. This is fun. We get paid for fun. And so when you know that you can travel wholesale instead of retail, and we say write it off on your taxes, and you got to talk to your tax professional and get paid to go. You know, what better job description? And then, of course, the mission of our company that was announced late last year, healing nations with vacations. And we announced that mission before this whole pandemic. And because people were not taking vacations, 768 million unused vacation days. And so we set out as a company to say, okay, we will make sure we take away all excuses for people to not take a vacation. And so that's when we added the 7-day or the 7-night vacation just by being a member for 12 months without doing anything, no quotas, no nothing. You can pick from over 3,000 locations a resort vacation to make sure we take away all excuses for a person not to take a vacation. But this is fun. We sell fun, and we've got 7.7 billion people locked down globally and at the same time. What are they going to do? In fact, what are you thinking about doing when you're free? Most people will say, I'm going to travel. Well, it may be a staycation. You may not go far, but we've got a whole bunch of folks that are ready to hit international. They're ready to hit cruises. They're ready to hit destinations. They love the buffets, all you can eat. And so, but this is fun. This is absolutely fun.
I'm ready to go cruise tomorrow. I'm ready
to cruise too, Laura. I am so ready. And you know, Rick, when you say buffet, even the cruise lines, they're being mindful. And you might not be able to plate your food anymore, where, you know, someone is probably going to be behind there putting what you want, how much you want. It's still going to be unlimited, but I like the idea of being served. I like the idea of the Guy burgers, and now I want to go, and they got this Shack chicken now that I want to try. So we love cruising. So we know they're there to take care of us, the clients, and we know that everything is going to be just all in order. I don't doubt it at all. I can go, like Laura said, tomorrow. I can be packed by 12 tonight, and we could be flying somewhere where we can have a great time. So think about this, you know, everybody needs money right now. And that's one thing I love about our compensation plan and why you should choose Surge, because you can get 7 folks together and you can start earning money now. And that's what it's all about, because a lot of us, we're not going back to that job. We might want to, but some of us will not be able to because, well, it might not even be there. We might not have an option to go back. So what you have to do now is you have to start thinking on what's my next step? What am I going to do? Am I going to go try to find another 9 to 5? And then how long is that going to take for me to get it? You don't even know. But here you are with the opportunity to start your own home-based business. And and give it a try. Why not? Along with looking for a 9 to 5, you start your own home-based business. You make your own time. You put your schedule together. You're there with the kids. Hopefully they'll go back to school in August, but if they're going to be homeschooled, you're there working, learning your business along with them as they're learning. See, what you have to do now is you have to start thinking ahead. Let's start thinking past this pandemic. I know a lot of folks didn't think that we would be stuck for a couple of months, and here we are going into the 3rd month. Nobody thought that it was going to take this long. You think about it. If you knew it was going to take 3 months, you could have been up and running with your Surge365 business. You could have wrote a book. You could have learned a new language, because the doors are going to start opening shortly, but you still have time to get going with Surge365. I'm telling you guys, this will be the way you want to go. So Mariano, did you want to share more with us?
Yeah, there's one other thing I want to make sure that everybody understands is, you're going to be in business for yourself, but not by yourself. We as a team or a family, and I'll tell you, one of the things that's unique about our opportunity is that when you're working in the direct sales industry, there are some companies, and you've probably heard the phrase upline, downline, and things like that. Well, there are some companies that if you're not in their organization, that leadership will not give you the time of day because they're not benefiting from your efforts financially. So they don't have the incentive to help you if you want to look at it that way. But you see, with our company, because we are family oriented, we don't care whose organization you're in. If you're part of the Surge365 family, you can reach out to any of us, and we're more than willing to help you, regardless if you're in our organization or not, or whether we're making any money by helping you. Because we know that what's good for our company is good for our family, is good for everybody. So, the other thing I want to mention is that, when we start talking about making that shift at a new career, realize that, again, you're going to have assistance. In fact, you're going to have access to all the vendors in the world, and they will help you putting those group trips together. In fact, in many cases, they'll do all the work for you. All you got to do is make the connection. And there's a lady that made $10,000 on one cruise or one group trip when she took members of her church over to the Holy Land. Just think about that. She made $10,000. That was her cut from that trip. And she did very little of the work as far as organizing all of the details and things like that. I'm not saying that everybody's going to make that kind of money, but we do know that there's a lot of people that are focusing on groups that are making thousands of dollars, with every trip that they put together. And again, realize that you can put many groups together when you have that kind of assistance throughout the year. So again, just realize that, again, you've got a group of people that are here to help you, not to mention, like Laura said, all the training. There's more training there that you can do in a lifetime. And trust me when I tell you that Laura's pushing that. So anyway, that's really all I want to leave you guys with. But seriously, look at Surge365, because you have everything to gain and nothing to lose. Okay, so.
Mariano, you're so right. Earn while you learn. We've got people that come in and no experience required. And you're right. Just connecting them to the vendors who will do the work. And the lady you're talking about, she had one of the vendors that takes groups over to Israel. They did all the work, and it was her church group. She just connected them. The vendor developed flyers. They did the whole thing, and she received the check. And that's what I was talking about initially. We're in the new normal for travel. We're cutting out the middleman, where you actually directly connect to whichever vendor. I'm a military guy, and train like you fight like you train. What I love about Surge365 is the access to the training. And you're right, Mariano, there's more training than you could ever think about, whether you want to be an industry specialist in a particular area, new member orientation, team training, business training, or no training at all. We've got people that come in and they just travel the world. And but usually what happens, and that's what happened with Brenda and I, we came in and we didn't tell a soul. We were in the business and we just, hey, we just want to travel, wholesale instead of retail, write it off on your taxes, get paid to go. We don't care about anything else. And then what began to happen is our friends start seeing how we were traveling. They start seeing, you know, our disposition, the smile on our face, and they start pulling it out of us. And so we had to tell them. And I mean, it just so happened that one gentleman who actually understood network marketing, because we weren't network marketers and we still aren't. We just love sharing a great opportunity. He says, hey, Rick, sit down, young man. I got this. And he ended up just making a lot of money, and we overrode it. And that was the first time I saw how the marketing plan actually worked. And it was worked so well that we let our job go. Well, I let my job go in 2005. And I haven't gone back to work since. And Brenda was a real estate agent. She had a brokerage firm, and she let them go before I let my job go. And so I was kind of jealous of that. But, you know, we haven't gone back to work. So we've been working and living together from home since 2005. And so I know, Laura, you've got some things you want to share there.
Yeah, I was going to say, I have a few certificates, yes. I've only got 48 done, so people have a few days to catch up. But, you know, if I can help incentivize the team to dig in and use this time right now to try and catch up and get them certificates done, then it's worth it. It's a friendly competition. But
what are some of the better certificates that you've completed?
I've been bouncing all over now. I've done the Wales specialist because I love the castles over in Europe. I've done Italy, France, the all-inclusives. Of course, I've been doing the wedding destinations and the honeymoon destinations because unless they change the age on me in 2.5 years, I can get married, and I plan on getting married in Jamaica. So I've been checking out all the all-inclusive, luxury included, for wedding and honeymoon destinations. And of course, I love my honeymoon wishes, but I did all of Florida. So I stayed some local too. So for people that want to stay local, I did all of Florida. I did New Jersey. I've got too many to name. MSC Cruises was my last one, and I love those ships. I've been on it once. It was our cruise was entirely too short. It was our getting paid to cruise. We were learning how to be a cruise host from Carol Lee. She does some fantastic cruises for us, but it was a 3-day 2-night.
Training free, and how do you get to the training?
Training's free, yeah. I mean, when we have in your back office, you know, the 6 courses that you take the test, and then you get your CLIA number. Once you get those credentials, you register for Travel Agent Academy, you register for Travel Agent University, you can go straight to Disney World and register. You can pretty much register for whoever you want to specialize in. I even did Australia. I became an Aussie specialist, but that was a while ago. That's not one of my newer ones. But, you know, I love I want to see kangaroos and koalas. So, of course, I had to do Australia. But a lot of mine are in the Caribbean because I love the Caribbean. So, but I've been expanding from the Caribbean. Did Mexico, Dominican Republic.
That's awesome. That's awesome, Laura. See, that's why we choose Surge365, and that's why you should choose Surge365. See, it allows you to do what you want to do. And like we've all shared with you, you can build a team or you can just educate yourself. The training is there. You, like Mariano said, you are in business for yourself, but you're not by yourself. We're here to help you succeed. We're here to help you change your family's financial future. So what you have to do is get back to the person who invited you to watch this video, or you can contact one of us. You can always find us on conversationsfromhome.live, and we're having such a great time during this time, sharing with everyone what we love about Surge365, and we want you to join us. So again, we can help you change your family's financial future, help you get to the next level, help you start traveling the beaches of the world, because there's so many to see, and we want you to start living your live list. So again, get back to the person. We look forward to talking to you. Look, between the 4 of us, there's over 60 years of experience, and we are your travel experts. So definitely get back with us, and we look forward to seeing you all again. Bye-bye now.